All right, folks, we are back on Waterways. We are on Contention yet again. It is Waterways. This one, there's some mumblings that it's unfair, it's biased, but that's what everybody says about every map in Waterways. So what are you gonna do? Anyways, the CSA is coming out of kind of the traditional CSA spawn here on Pride Ford. They got to try to make this crossing, and I think that this is what the CSA understandably complains about. If they can't make it through here or over to here, then wow. Then it's rough because most of the flags are going to be this way. So looks like the CSA got across no problem whatsoever. I didn't actually look for the first point of contention, and this is way down here, so I don't know what is going on. I feel like when I've played this is definitely easier to get to. So it looks like we have some cav. So all right, first VA is here. And then it's two companies, okay. And then the USA has sharpshooters, but not cav. So
no, we got to shoot him now.
That looks like the Burdan of the sharpshooters. So I don't think sharpshooters get pistols, but it looks like the cav do. Well, I mean, they did. Cav did on the other map. First VA cav did on the other map, but that was a really good shot. I think. I don't know what battery it came from. It looked like it came from over there. So I guess if you aim for the flag and you know the range, you should be able to do it. But yeah, that actually dropped like more than one person. Yeah, this CSA's got to be pretty happy with this start. They forded across, and they're about to capture the flag. The Union has the benefit of, concealment and some cover back there in the woods. Union's pulling off to the right side here. I don't know if the plan is to... Alright, they're going to come out on these rocks, and then they're going to try to shoot. CSA has rocks there as well. For the sharpshooters, you're probably going to want to keep this at range. You don't have the pistols like the cav do, so you're not the close range threat that they are. But yeah, somewhere where you're pretty sure you're not going to end up in a melee is fine.
Get that flag up, flag is down, we need it up, it's very important. Flag down.
Huh.
We're gonna have a shot here, I think.
Yeah,
Get back up to the woods, what's your fire? Get back up to the woods, back up to the woods. Right back here. Cover, guys. My exact line. I'm trying to get you to cover.
You can see the tickets have barely moved.
Fat joint, move it up. Fat joint. Fat joint. Move it up. Stand up in the berm right here. Get it right here. Hey, infantry. We get shot over here.
Dropping them, and if the Union's able to get themselves on one, so they got some dudes out here. This is not at all a bad spot, right? So you got at least one sharp side here, and yeah, they don't have the same kind of rock cover on this side that they do over here, where they got those rocks to look southwest. I wonder if you'd have any luck just getting that flag up and then just running in off to the right in the woods or something like that. Because once the flag is yours, you just got to keep the other side from taking it down and replacing it with your own.
What's up, buddy? Hey, were you officer?
Yeah.
That was a good game, buddy.
Something about the round before this, it was Limestone Bridge. The Union pulled it out. It was fairly close, although CSA went last stand. Union was just in breaking when it ended. But yeah, it was close. CSA is in trouble here. I think as long as they're standing here, they're going to try to body block that flag for 8.5 minutes. I think they're just going to get shot down. Man, the Burdan in the forest is real. And again, if the CSA pushed through here, they'd be able to maybe wipe one of these groups, but I just don't know if standing out there
Hold your fire, exactly.
is the best way to do it. We'll go on board with the Union for a second and see what their plan is. And, alright, so their plan is, we don't think there are as many as there used to be, and we're going to go on, and that was well timed. That looks like it came in from both companies. I think this group is done. I mean, the CSA do have cav pistols.
Stab and run through 'em, boys. Stab and run through 'em.
But I don't think there's enough there to hold back that blue tide.
We're crossing, we are crossing!
That is an interesting,
What do you think I'm doing?
an interesting decision. Let's see how it goes. I'd say it's interesting only because the CSA's flags are there, and they have to come across this border to get you, so you can pretty much guarantee to cap that point. Now, you are sharpshooters, so you can kind of play this as skirmishers, and you can do the plink as they come out of spawn. Potentially there's a number of out of formation deaths here, but again, how much does that even matter these days? And that is CSA already, which would make sense. So I guess CSA is gonna try to wheel some cannons up, and I don't know what the plan is to overlook. I mean, to overlook that point would be fine if it was like the third point that rolled in, but I'm not too sure. Unless this is a forward defense and you know that this is gonna be the point that gets rolled, but. Yeah, this is a big old, again, CSA everybody together now. So they're gonna come down here on the right. So the Sharps can have, oh. Is that more than the Sharps? No, it isn't.
I just don't want to get cut off here. Doing fire, Will, you can see him across.
That is correct. That is correct. But it's this group that could come on a straight line and cut them off that they got to be wary about, especially with their flag over here now. If it was just come over, you know, stay in formation, try to kill them out of formation, and respawn on the other side, that's a possibility, but now it's a little bit bigger risk.
Let's withdraw, let's do it.
Yeah. So that was well done. Yeah, well done.
I feel like that was a big advantage lot.
Huh. That's a little far. A bit further back than I would think they need to go unless they're trying to bait the CSA over. But I would imagine the CSA wasn't in a huge hurry without those three flags. They can't win extended shootouts, so if they're gonna go, they're gonna have to make it work the first time with everyone, or that's just it. There's not more to that. I guess that is one thing that Union or CSA already could do to try to lighten the load of crossing this, but you know, the state of Artie, even if it's a direct hit, a lot of times you're not going to be taking all that many down, particularly with the way that flag respawns work. By the time you launch another round at them, they're going to be up to full strength, probably far past full strength than when you shot them. Concentrated fire might do a little bit better, but that's a bit of a slow one. Yeah, I don't blame CSA for playing it cagey, or maybe just having a few cooks go out and do their own thing. It looks like those flags despawn. And for what it's worth, I know it's true on Burnside Bridge. I don't know that it works here as well. But on Burnside Bridge, if you're the Union and you get over, and say you're on like the creek bed on left or right side of the bridge, if you die with the flag in the water, it then falls to the middle of the creek, and then it respawns much more quickly. So I don't know if that would work here, but if you couldn't get the flag out, the next best thing is to get it to respawn quickly, and so that might be viable. At least on this map, it would be something that either the Union or the CSI might want to think about doing. All right, so it's a bit slow. How is Artie's progress continued? I guess they've moved up as far as they want. I want to go find out where the Union Artie is on this map. I thought it was in an odd place. I thought it was in an odd place, like over there. I guess if there was a star, I could find it. Well, there was a sound. That is it. It is over here. This is just such an odd position. There is, I think actually in terms of the flags, yeah. There's the one here. So this is the Prime Mill skirmish map. I thought there was another one down here, or is it by the barn? Or the mill? I think it's right outside. Yeah, there's that one. So those are two more. I guess CSA already could do something about that. That's the 5th. And I guess we'll find the 6th together later. Just wonder if anybody actually got dropped out here. Yeah! Like, people do get dropped. Now, in terms of tickets, it doesn't matter all that much. The Union is up anyways, and it looks like they just need to defend a little bit longer, and they will have that point. As the CSA, I don't know what to tell you. I think there's only one flagpole that's for sure on this side. That seems such an... Oh, no, there isn't. All right, there's two. All right, there's two more. So that makes it a little bit better. It's not, right, there's still 4 over there and 2 over here, but
On this line, find a fence post.
the CSA is probably hoping that they end up rolling one of the ones over here. And then they can turn the tables on the Union. And the odds are even that it will. Seems like it is. No? It's neither of those. Oh. I don't know why that didn't register. Alright, so we're just moving back a little bit. This one in the open field. That's where the Union basically is already. Here you could honestly probably just send the flag bearer and like do it with 2, but probably send like a half dozen guys and then just have everybody else stand on this crossing and just mow them down as they come.
Get dropped.
Yeah, I don't know about this design idea, because the only way the CSA has a chance, I guess, is if I think both of those get rolled, or they're able to force their way across at the very beginning and then never lose it. I don't actually love symmetrical maps, but because then they kind of get boring. But I don't know if the asymmetry has been worked out too well. But if the Union has moved off here, then this should be an easy crossing. Somebody was shooting canister. You can see it was from an elevated position, probably the CSA. Looks like there's just a kind of V there that's just waiting for the CSA to run in it, but I don't know what else you want the CSA to do. You know, they've had the discipline to keep the flag. Well, they were keeping the flags back. I don't know. I didn't know where the first VA one went. I'm sure it's, maybe it's over here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think the Union was hanging back just in the foliage here, just so Artie doesn't know exactly where they all are, but still close enough that they can run up and shoot the CSA when they cross. But there aren't that many choke point maps in War of Rights, right? In skirmish mode, I think everybody knows River Crossing. It's actually a map I like, and I think CSA can have better chances on it, but it's crucial. He already might be a crucial factor there. Alright, the Cav pistols are coming in. So, it'll be something of a close range advantage. I don't know how many 42s are in the other companies, if any, for the CSA, but wow, that was well timed. And I think that actually got like 2 people. So, you know, as Artie does. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that the CSA's best chance here, is as hard as it would be to just hang back here and hope that the last... They probably would need 2 points here, and it's probably not going to happen. So, yeah, it's just probably could be balanced a bit better. Maybe move the flagpole over to here. I guess that one can stay there, and then I don't know if you have to open the map up, but push that flagpole. Oh, this is neat. This is neat. Granted, you don't want to push a flagpole up towards, you know, the boundary. It's too easy to defend, but yeah, you could like push it somewhere else over here. Move it a ways away, and try to make this map a bit more balanced. But I just think choke point maps and War of Rights are a bad idea, especially with a lot of players on these servers. Whoever gets there and gets the advantage of shooting while the other side has to run, as is happening with the CSA right now. We're just getting mowed down. And, it's kind of fun if you're the Union. As a CSA, it's absolutely not. And I just wonder, again, we really shouldn't hope for too much in the way of features, but just vote to surrender a point and move on to the next one, or else we got to sit here and we got to wait for however long it is for that point to actually cap, when CSA knows they're never getting it. But I'll also make this my public service announcement. Conquest would be better, because on a map like this, like well, there is this map, right? But if this were Conquest, this would be over much quicker, rather than dragging this out for what is going to be a very long time. And as a CSA, it doesn't feel good, because it feels like the map and the RNG of the spawns is what ruined it for you. And however good you were, you really didn't get to do it. As the Union, you could tell yourself you were good, but I think anybody trying to cross the open like this is probably going to get mowed down. It's not going to make you a better player. Yeah. The problem, I'm always forgetting the flags out. The problem with the flags staying back is that if you actually get something going here, like the Cav should be the last ones in here. And there's several of them at the back, so that's right. Everybody else with a musket should be up ahead. But the Cav should come in. Pistols should always play cleanup. But if you don't have the flags here, the Union absolutely have their flags there, and so they're going to be winning the respawn race because they're going to be spawning people in. They can get immediately to clubbing. They can put bayos on. Some of their sharps might even be able to grab a load once the kind of first wave dies on both sides, but you can see the Union's just sitting up. The officer's standing there. He's not even trying to shoot, so they ain't too worried about it. But yeah, if this were Conquest, so it's not even a public service now. It's just my bias towards Conquest is that on maps that are lopsided in terms of talent, leadership, all those things, party, they just end quicker. They don't drag out the suffering. Like this is just dragging out the suffering. And I think the CSA is maybe they're just trying to lose on last stand. Maybe they're just going to keep doing this. But yeah, I haven't said it before. I like Conquest. Was that from CSA already? It had to be. It had to be. Well, while the CSA has to respawn down by the... Well, if they're going to push it again, we should probably watch them. I was going to go check and see where the Union Arty thing was at. But yeah, going over is going to be rough. Probably the best ticket trade is to just get... Oh, that was quick. That was quick. They actually get one of the... Yeah, all the CSA has to do is detach like 5 guys. You don't have to pull everybody out. There you go. That guy knows it. It might be too late because I think maybe the Union sees that they didn't leave enough to defend the river. The NT'd them, right? And they're gonna get across. So apparently it was a little bit lost on the CSA how good of a defensive structure that creek is, even though it just held them back for, I don't know, better part of 20 minutes. They never thought like, oh, we could use that for us, and so now they've just ceded it. We'll see if the CSA is able to kind of counterattack and close this off. I don't see too many Union flags up here yet. All right, so that might give the CSA a window to knock the Union back. Not sure. That looks like a Union flag. 2 Union flags. Oh, so I guess the other 2 were across. They were so far towards the front. I think the Union just lost one. Somebody got it up. All right, now the CSA is counterattacking and like, yeah.
Milan, sharpshooters rally.
It isn't, but if you lose, you lose. Yeah, so the idea here is to run with your flags up and just spawn people in. You do, however, need to keep all your flags, but because when you only got 3, and because the Cav and the sharpshooters both sides only have 3, you lose 1. Right? You've lost a third rather than when you have 4, you lose a quarter, and so it hurts relatively more. But these guys might end up getting pinned back here. I would say run the flags into the river and then just die in formation and get a fast respawn back. If you don't think that you can fight your way out of here. Yeah, this is what the CSA has to do. They have to send people in. Remember, the CSA got those pistols, and they may or may not have 42, so So this is far bloodier for the CSA than it had to be, but it looks like they're gonna get it right in the end. Alright. So the Union's up on 2 flags. CSA still hasn't finally pushed them out. And that's gonna be bad for the CSA because they needed this shooting to stop and turn into the one-sided turkey shoot that it has been for the Union. Because the CSA is gonna go last stand pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense because the CSA is that close to going last stand. Just keep guys alive. I think they can also come out here a little ways. I know you don't want to get trapped against the map edge, but... And the spectator cam is not always correct, so don't assume that this is actually where you can go. Okay, but looks like you can come all the way out here. For the sharpshooters, that would probably spawn in most of your group. I don't know if you can get into this corn up here. You can come very close. Alright. The more you know. But, looks like a lot of CSA are going to be over here chasing. Alright, no, it's not a lot. It's just... Alright. So now running it out of bounds is absolutely viable. Level 64 should know this. So yeah, if you want to do that, you run out of bounds and it'll respawn pretty quickly. We will see. But yeah, they're pulling a couple of CSA off of here, and that's where one Union flag went down. Did they get the one that was here? No.
Everybody turn around and form.
No. They did. They got one of the 2 flags that were down over there, and I think they're gonna get this one run out. Yep. Somebody ran out of bounds. There it is. And he got it into the water. So let's get ourselves in bounds here, but let's just see. So it's 10-10 on the black time, or the gold timer, I guess. Oh, we could use either, but we'll see when it comes back. It's not in the middle yet. Oh, did it just? Oh yeah, that respawned quickly. Though I think it turned into a body now, but that respawned very quickly. Or despawn really quickly so that now it can respawn. That was... Yeah, that's exactly how you ought to do that one. So the Union will soon be back to 2 flags. The CSA is on the verge of... Wow, the CSA is coming over. I guess the idea is maybe wipe this flag. The flag already knows to get out. That's some fine flag work there. That's good. I don't know how nobody was watching that.
Let's go. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble.
From the tree.
And it looks like they're about to run into friendlies. That's very nicely done there. And there it is. It was coming. They can probably reform on that flag and begin to push these the CSA back, who ain't gonna come back. I think the tactical point there was correct. Certainly wasn't overextension, but you're in last stand. What are you gonna do? It's been a rough map. You know, I actually don't. I don't even think. I don't think the CSA is gonna be able to hold this point because they're in last stand. Right. So. Yeah, that's all right. If the CSA could hold it, the Union would drop to taking losses. It's still a 2 morale stage thing, but that's basically the 2 flags early on. definitely friendly fire. Another reminder of why artillery is just on some of these map types. I would say artillery usually feels like there's better positioning on Conquest than it does on Contention. There are kind of fewer points that matter on Conquest, and I don't know, the maps I have in mind, maybe it's because there are fewer, it seems like they could be almost decisive at least on one, if not affect some of the other points. So, but on these, you know, you're shooting at range through a bunch of foliage. Even if you have good intentions, it doesn't matter. So that one, right? That one was. Oh, and the next one is also CSA favorite. If only they had known, right? If only they had known that they were going to get another one that was back here. And they'd hung out on the backside in braking, but not forced the river, and just capped once and capped twice. They could probably get the Union, down to braking before this is over. I don't know that they could have done it without going last stand. I doubt it, but maybe. Right, because the way the Union got up that much in the first place was that they were able to sit on one side of the creek and shoot the CSA as they came through. So, yeah. And then in the end, pushing over here proved to be irrelevant because you don't need to defend this side. I mean, even if you wanted to make it look better now, CSA could pull back to this side and skirmish in the creek bed. But yeah, it's already you know, even in the CSA's case, you actually had 3 points here where you could have affected it. Right, that one, the first one, and now this one. I mean, plausibly even the fourth, if you're willing to just blind fire through. But I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done anything. I mean, we saw a couple good hits. A lot of the fires seem to go into mixed engagements where the odds of helping your team are about as good as the odds of hurting your team. So that was a CSA arty shot that just whistled that way. I guess we'll watch the last stand of the Cav, I think. I don't think that's a Rambo. I think it's just the vanguard of maybe of the sharpshooters. Maybe that's why there's so few of them. And they're just maybe trying to draw some of the CSA out of those rocks. But yeah, I think one of the nice ways I found this round to get at that point is if you can get down here, there's little cover shooting back into the backside of that embankment. Alright, so the last of CSA is going to pull back. Point's been secured. Going back to my Grand Tactician mindset, I'm looking for the 10x forward button to just fast forward to the end of the round, because you kind of already know how it goes. Alright, while this is going on, I actually want to see whatever happened with Union artillery here. They were, let's see, over here. And then there's like, that's right, there's this. There is this. Yeah, in order to get there, you got to come down here. You got to do that. Did they stay on artillery the whole round? Yep. So I guess if you have your range sheet, maybe you were doing some counterbat. But otherwise, it's a whole lot of nothing. And how you thread one through those trees, I will not know. Is that where that landed? It might have been. Anyways, just in time for the blue tide to roll up on this last point. And now when it's too late, the arty guys might actually be able to get some action. That'll be it.